Hey guys, it's your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Ball Girls Gossip Room. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm trying to rush to put the makeup on because every time I sit here for more than 10 minutes with you guys and I don't have makeup on, somebody gets on here and starts calling me an alien. So I like to be quick about it, but I also like to do my makeup online with you guys. Just some inspiration for you guys in case you are just as bald as I am and get sick and tired of putting your makeup on. Maybe it helps to be able to look at somebody else put their makeup on from scratch, like this empty canvas. This canvas would actually be perfect if I didn't have these tattooed brows. So I have to work around the tattooed brows. Guys, don't get your eyebrows tattooed. Don't do it. Look at mine. They actually turned green blue over the years. So I don't recommend it. I'm sure there are people out there who could do it really well, but being able to find that person and hoping that that person is having a good day that day, that's a different story. I don't know. Anywho, so I am about to unbox my very favorite wig. And I have no reason to unbox this wig in this moment because I'm not going anyplace special. But it's been staring at me for so long, and I've been wanting to show it to you guys for so long. Delia, Lynn, how's it going? Thanks for joining. I hope you're well. Yeah, I've been looking at this box for so long, wanting to unbox it, but I haven't done it because although the wig is perfect, it lasts like 2 days. It lasts like 2 days. Um, that's what I mean by the title of this live, which is there's no such thing as a perfect wig. And that's why again, I'll never spend over $1,200 in a wig ever again. I don't think so. I mean, can never say never, right? But I don't think I'll ever do it again because I have never stumbled across the wig, no matter what the price point is, that made me so happy that I just wanted to wear it every day for a full 6 months or a full year. I've heard about people wearing wigs for a whole 6 months, a whole year, one single wig for a whole year. I gotta give it to those girls who are doing that because I don't know. I don't know if it's the ADHD in me or what. Shankar. Shankar Govind. Shankar. How's it going? He says, "Hey, beautiful. Thank you." I Abiv. Oh, there's a lot of names I can't pronounce. But this person I can't say it and I don't want to butcher it. So this person asks, "How is your chemo going?" I don't have cancer. I don't have cancer. And this is the reason for y'all who always encourage me to stop wearing the wig. This is the reason why, because people assume that I'm sick, which in my opinion, and I know you don't mean it in any sort of way, Abhinav, I don't know how to say your name. I know you don't mean it in any sort of way, but for someone to assume you're sick, it kind of sucks. I don't think anybody wants to be accused of being sick when they're not. You know what I'm saying? I have lived with hair loss or alopecia for just about my entire life. I did have hair. I did live with hair for like the first 12 or 13 years of my life, or 10, I should say. But after that, I was bald and I've been that way forever. So I'm not sick. I actually have no illnesses. It's just me. This is just how I am. I'm just trying to get my makeup on real quick so nobody else thinks that I'm sick. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't wear the wig. I mean, why I do wear the wig because it puts a damper on my day when people are all like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, no, don't be sorry for me. Jesus Christ, don't. I'm definitely not somebody to feel sorry for. Okay, so what I was saying was that Yeah, this wig, this perfect wig that I have, it only lasts like 2 or 3 days. Have y'all ever experienced a wig that lasts like 2 or 3 days? So this is a budget-friendly wig by Motown Trust. I've worn it before, probably not in the last 6 months or so, though. Maybe almost a year since the last time I wore this wig. And the reason I don't wear it is because I like it so much that I only want to wear it on special occasions. But it can't be like a dancing occasion, and that's what I consider a special occasion. For me, anytime an occasion is special, it requires dancing. It's a wedding, a party, something like that that requires dancing. And when I start dancing, y'all, I be getting it. Okay. I'm talking like break dancing, moonwalking. Only thing I don't do is the backflip. So this wig can't tolerate that. It doesn't tolerate a lot of movement. It's basically for just sitting around looking pretty. So I'm going to show it to you guys because it's a perfect example of a perfect wig that is only perfect for a couple days. So you tell me if that's perfect in your opinion, right? Something that only lasts a couple of days. Other than that, I have been wearing the same wig, y'all. Okay, let me go back. About a year ago, or maybe 2 years now, I went on this journey to start wearing human hair wigs, right? But I found out very quickly why I had stopped wearing human hair wigs because I think I forgot. So for about 6 years prior to that, I was wearing the same wig over and over and over again. I would just keep purchasing the same wig by John Renault. I'm going to answer your question in just a second. Kirasan. Kirasan says, you got cancer or what's up? Not being a dick. He says, not being a dick, just curious. Those are not my words. Those are Kirasan's words, okay? No, I don't have cancer. I have cancer. We just went through this literally, but as you guys know, this is a live session, and I like to do this because it gives you guys the opportunity to see how someone responds when they're being called, sick, which is what I'm being called essentially when someone says, "Do you have cancer?" No, I don't. I have alopecia universalis, which is basically just hair loss for unknown reasons. I lost my hair when I started to lose my hair when I was 11 years old, and by 12 years old, I was completely bald, basically completely bald. Of course, there was, a mess in between, but that's essentially the story. Kurisan says he just turned in. So yes, I do. I know you just tuned in. I get it. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at anyone for asking the question because I completely understand why you're asking. It's just upsetting when people think that you have cancer. So I'm really glad you guys are here because it gives you the opportunity. It gives you the opportunity to hear the perspective of a person who has no hair and to understand that it's not always cancer that causes a person to be hairless. Think of me as like the hairless cat. That very expensive, rare cat called the hairless cat. Yeah. So what was I just saying? Every time I start talking, someone asks me if I have cancer. Let me get this makeup on. So people can stop asking me that. I'm not rushing to put the wig on, just the makeup, because I realize this is the one thing where I don't compromise on. I compromise on the hair, but not the makeup. Okay, so yeah, the wig that I'm talking about is by Motown Trust. It's under $50, and it's called the LUHD Super. Antonio Cox says, "Hey, sexy. Hey, Antonio. Thank you very much. I appreciate you." Just trying to get this makeup on quick so nobody else asks me if I have cancer. I'm not mad at y'all, I swear. I completely understand why you ask. Completely understand. But imagine being out and about and people are just randomly all day long asking you if you have cancer, telling you their cancer stories. That is debilitating. And I don't think people really understand that because for some reason, everyone who I speak to for more than 10 minutes tells me I should stop wearing the wig. Oh, why don't you just stop wearing the wig? I know what it's like to walk around bald headed. And listen, I know there's a lot of people who do walk around bald headed. And I wonder what y'all situations are like. Because when I speak to people who don't have hair, their um their stories are far different than mine. And I find it very interesting. I actually spoke to one girl who informed me that no one ever asks her about her hair. She wears wigs every day. And she told me that no one ever asks her about her hair. And I'm like, what? I was blown away by that. Because in my life, in my reality, I am constantly asked about my hair. And it doesn't matter how good it looks. Maybe it doesn't look good. I don't know. I'm going to let y'all figure that out in a minute when I get this makeup on. But I feel like I do a pretty good job at wearing really good hair. And nonetheless, people just obsess over my hair. So when someone tells me that no one ever asks them, I'm like, oh, everybody's experience is different though. So you can't like take someone's experience away from them. So if someone says that no one asks them about their hair, then I just take their word for it. Nobody asks them about their hair, even though I get asked 20 times a day. Not 20 times a day, but enough. But yeah, so going back to the perfect wig, I don't think it exists. I've never found one. And if you have watched me before, then you know that I once had a wig spending habit. And in 1 year, once I think I spent about $7,000 on wigs in 1 year. And I don't even have any of the wigs to show for it. Yeah. And that was not that long ago, honestly. It wasn't that long ago, maybe 5 years ago. Do you guys have wigs from 5 years ago? I don't know. Kirasan says, you seeing a hairless cat is freaky. You're not freaky. You're actually really pretty without your wig. Thank you so much. No, I agree. Hairless cats are not the cutest. I'm trying to tell myself that they're cute, but I honestly don't think they're that cute. Hang on. Let me get these brows on. So I'm using a combination of black, dark brown, and then I'm going to go over it with light brown. And this is also, I can get what appears to be some sort of a strand. Unfortunately, this camera that I have is making it look weirder than it is. But we're going to try to fix that. And then I got to get some eyelashes on. So I have my eyelashes sitting in some glue solvent. They're the same ones I had on yesterday. So I'm using this product to get the glue off. I just had them soaking in there for a little bit. Kirasan says, pretty soul. Aw, so are you. So are you, my love. I don't know what happened to my phone number, but the spammers got a hold of it and I get about 20 calls a day. It's so annoying. Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm saying this all to say that I hope for all of you guys out there who don't have hair, I hope that you are able to find your one wig that may not be perfect, but the one wig that you know works all the time, and that you have figured out how to customize to work best for you. Because that wig is going to be your saving grace. It may not be your favorite wig either. It may be like, you may always wear that same wig and crave another wig while you're wearing it, which is what I had been doing after a few years of wearing my favorite wig. I started craving another wig. And for some reason, I just could not find a better wig. So I'm really glad that I had found that wig, because while I'm looking, it's helpful to know that I can just grab or order my favorite wig instead of buying a wig I'm not sure of, because buying wigs can get very tricky. You never know what to expect, especially if you're getting into human hair wigs. I will say that I had the best wig experience when I was wearing natural black hair. But now that I have gone blonde, not so much. The experience is not as good. But whenever I put on dark hair, I'm just like, oh, this looks so bad on me now. Kristen said, I get the random BS political spam text and I got a decent hold on it. But oh my God, it's annoying. How did you get a hold on it? How did you do it? By just reporting um, spam all the time? I was doing it at one point and I think it worked as well. I guess I need to start doing it again, but it's work. It's like, why am I working to get spam off my phone? I have enough work to do. You know what I'm saying? Kirasan says, I'm curious, are you single? I am not single. I am married. I was able to get married despite living this way my whole entire life. So that's something else for you guys. In case you are worried that you won't be able to find love after losing your hair, I'm the testament that you can. And in fact, I've never had problems dating. I got married when I was about 28 years old. And prior to that, it's not like I wasn't dating. I was dating. Never really had issues with dating. Um, of course, I kissed a couple of frogs, but I had to do that to get my prince right. Yeah, don't be afraid. I think the most embarrassing thing about hair loss is being embarrassed about hair loss. Does that make sense? Like, I may be embarrassed about hair loss, but I don't want anybody to ever believe that I'm embarrassed about my hair loss. There are days that I'm just like, oh God, I just can't hair loss today. But I never want people to know that. I never let it on. So when I was dating, I always talked about my hair loss like it was old, boring news. It would literally just be like, oh yeah, I lost my hair when I was 12. Anyway, you going to that concert tomorrow? Like talk about it like it's nothing because I don't want anyone to ever think that, I have some shame for myself because I don't. Yes, there are days where I'm not feeling great, but I don't have shame for myself. Okay, if you guys are wondering what I keep going over with my brows, this is Duo Lash Glue, and I have the brush one in white. Um, if you put a light layer over your brow, it holds your brow in place for 17 hours. So until 17 hours from now, I won't have to touch my eyebrows. I can take this shirt off 20 times. I can shower. I can swim. I can do everything in these brows. They're not going to wipe off because I have this thin layer. Make sure you're thin about it. This thin layer of lash glue, which sets it into place. So yeah, don't say your big bald-headed sister never taught you anything, okay? All right, so if you notice, I already put, oh, I didn't put her three. So I put a thin layer on my lash, and now I'm gonna put a thin layer on my eyelid, and I'm making sure not to get under here in the waterline, because if you do that, you'll end up blinking and your eye will get stuck together. So you don't want that to happen. In fact, if I'm rushing, that often happens to me. So, so annoying. So I try to always take my time if I have the time. How do those brows look? iPhone has a span filter. You know what? Verizon just texted me and said something. I would think I was busy when I got the text, but it said something about some new span filter, and in the text it said that I wouldn't have to do anything; it would just automatically take over. But I don't think it did. I mean, the calls come through and they say potential spam, so that's helpful. But I've been answering them because Sally Mae one had been calling me and they told me that they had called me a few times and I wasn't answering. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then I saw the number and I'm like, oh, snap, that's coming up as potential spam. And I need Sally Mae's phone calls so that I can pay my bills. That's the one bill for some reason I forget to pay all the time, my son's student loan. So I need that. But yeah, They don't always get it right. Okay. So there I have some eyelashes. A little better. Cur- Ooh, Curacao. Curacao. Am I saying your name properly? Curacao says, good for you, honestly. Thank you so much, Curacao. All right, I'm going to put some liner under here. And then we could talk about this wig. So, like I said, I have my most convenient wig, which is a great wig. I've talked about it for years, but I don't think I've ever really done an unboxing of that wig. And if I did do an unboxing of that wig, then you guys would get to see how I customize it from start to finish. But the fact that I have never done it, I don't want to I don't want to give you guys the wrong impression of that wig. It does require work. Uh, it doesn't take a whole lot of work, but it does require some work. So I'm going to do a little work on one that I just bought. Unfortunately, I bought the wig gently used or unboxed or what. I don't even know. I bought it from eBay, and I can't tell if it was like a floor model from a store or if it was used. I really can't tell because it's in pretty decent condition, like extra decent condition. But I got it for only $100 when typically I buy that same wig for about $230. So yeah, I don't mind. And then I'm going to tell you all about what I do with that wig and how that wig has benefited me. And then I'm going to show you my favorite wig, which is not the same wig, but it's a wig I can take straight out the box, put it on my head, and looks fantastic. But like I said, it lasts 2 days. So it's not perfect. And neither is my favorite wig. That one's also not perfect because there's work that has to be done to it. And as long as I have to do that much work to it, I don't think I can call it perfect. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, that's as good as it gets today. Maybe I'll put on a little bit more color on my lips. Is that better, y'all? Do I still look like an alien? Right. I don't think I like that. I have a thing about color. It throws off my whole look. What's up, nephew? You know what? That's too much color. Let's take it off. We'll stick to the pink. Is that better? I don't think I love the way I look today. Whatever. Nothing is perfect. Nothing is perfect. Okay, so this, let me show y'all. So this is the wig that I purchased from eBay. And I always keep my eBay filter available because I'm always looking to find this particular wig, which is called Zara by John Reneau. That's JonRenau, John Reneau. I'm always looking for this wig. So I just have it in my settings on eBay and on Poshmark. So whenever one comes across the sales room floor on either of those platforms, I get a notification. You know what I did yesterday? I actually had this sitting on something warm and it remembered. So I had to fix that. So the issue that I have with this wig, right, is that it gets pretty voluminous at the top. Do you see it? Can y'all see how voluminous it is? There's something they call permatease. This wig does have a little permatease. The permatease is to give the wig some height, right? Which is great because honestly, I don't like hair that's too flat, but at the same time, I don't want something that's too too voluminous. Oh, hold on. I can't even see. Guys, make sure that you like the live. I'm your big bald-headed sister, Action Jacqueline. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and steam out some of this volume and that little indentation that was made into this wig when I had it sitting on something warm. I had it sitting on my heater for some reason. I don't even know how that happened, but I put it on top of my heater and then this happened. So we're gonna steam that up. But you gotta be really careful when you're steaming not to over steam, because then this wig will look like a pancake. I've actually done that before. I've over steamed it, so let your big bald headed sister remind you, don't over steam. Hopefully you guys can hear me over the noise that this is going to make. And of course, I'm not going to do it on my head because I don't want to burn myself to death. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to take the steamer and I'm putting it underneath it on the inside of the wig. All right, that's it. That's all I'm doing right now. I'm going to come back to that. If I need more, I'll do more. But I saw how quickly it started to change the hairline. And let me comb it out while it's still warm. It's still warm, and now it's a little damp from the steam. So now's a great time to comb it out. I wish I could find my other comb. I didn't know I needed it until this moment. So here we go. Hopefully I didn't over steam. That literally take like 2 seconds. Oh, and I didn't mention to you, this is a synthetic wig. In the wig community, I know it's popular to go for human hair wigs, but when it comes to blondes and colors that are bleached, you know, any color you get, red, anything like that, it's not so easy to get good quality hair because all that is black hair that's been bleached. And if you know anything about bleaching hair, bleached hair is typically damaged. And these companies, the way that they go about, a lot of them, not all of them, but the way they go about bleaching the hair, it's almost guaranteed to be damaged. And these brands are really, really good about hiding hair damage. So you have to be careful because when you go into the store and you're looking at the wig, it looks like it's in great condition, but then you get it home and so really quickly you realize, wait a second, this is damaged hair. So I stopped trying. I do know where I can get a really good human hair wig that is blonde. But like I said at the beginning of this live stream, they want like $2,300 for that. And I don't want to spend it because I know it's not the perfect wig. I bought those wigs before and I wasn't 100% pleased. I just feel like if you're going to spend $2,200, $2,300, even $1,700 on something, you should be very pleased with it. It shouldn't be like, okay, all I need to do is this, or all I have to do is fix that, or if I just trim this away. Because who's to say that you're capable of doing those things correctly? That's been my experience anyway. I have taken wigs to salons to have them professionally styled. And even after that, I'm not always happy with the way they are professionally styled. I've done it myself and I've had great results. I've done it myself and I've had terrible results. It's all the luck of the draw. And who got the money to be gambling like that when the wig costs $2,300, right? All right, so this one, like I said, I typically buy this for about $230 online. And I always wait for it to go on sale in order to get that price. But when I'm lucky, like I was this time, I can get that same wig gently used for much less. Okay, so how's that? How's that looking, y'all? Better? I'm sorry. All right. And I still see. This is very dangerous, so don't say your big bald headed sister told you to do this. Just know I've been playing in my wig since I was 12 years old, so I'm kind of accustomed to this, but I don't recommend anybody else do it. I'm gonna try to train some of that behind my in the opposite direction. Okay, so yeah, I like this wig. That's pretty much all the work this wig needs. Typically, when I buy this wig, I have to do some thinning. I'm not real sure why I don't have to do any thinning to this one. I wonder, when I look at it, it doesn't look like anyone has ever thinned it before. So I'm not sure why. I think maybe it was sitting on a mannequin for so long that it just flattened on its own. So fortunately, I don't have to do the thinning. It's a really, really good wig. And the great thing about it is when this wig gets old, it doesn't just go in the trash. When this wig gets old, it becomes a hairpiece. What I do is I take away the crown, I cut away the crown. This is the crown right here. This is all monofilament lace front, right? I cut this away and then I use it to make replacement crowns for old wigs that have already started to, actually this is not one, that have already started to age. If you wear wigs and you know that lace front wigs bald, like people bald. You comb them out a few times or a bunch of times, and eventually the lace starts to thin, and then you end up with bald spots in the lace. When bald spots get really bad, you can't wear the wig anymore. But if you're judicious, you can cut out from an old wig and replace the crown, which is what I did here. So what you're looking at is a human hair wig. I think this actually may be the Blake wig by John Renault, which was a human hair wig that I purchased several years ago. And I wore it. I wore it quite often, but it wasn't perfect. I remember a few times my friends would tell me, the color is gray. I don't know why, but the hair just keeps getting grayer and grayer. And it was true. It was turning grayer and grayer. And it was making me look older and older. And when you get your hand on high quality human hair, you don't want to mess with it. Like typically I would have just gone ahead and said, well, if it's looking gray, I'll just bleach it or I'll just put some color on it. But I didn't want to mess with the color only because there are highlights and lowlights in there. And I didn't want to mess with the color. I'd rather just take it gray, but eventually it just started to go bald. So I cut out that piece and I replaced it with my Zara cap. Which somehow the Zara cap really holds for a long time. It takes a really, really long time for it to age. So I really appreciate this wig. It's not my favorite, but look how versatile it is. Look at all the different things you can do with it. So yeah, this is here a human hair blend now. So at the front is synthetic hair and everything else is human hair. The color matched perfectly. So I recommend anybody try that. Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend it. So hopefully you guys have found your perfect wig so that you can lean on it while you're trying to find the style that makes you happy. For some reason, I'm not happy with any of my wigs right now. But we're gonna go ahead and open up that LUHD Super Wig so I can show you what a perfect wig looks like when it's straight out the box. Okay, let's open it. Drum roll, please. This is by Motown Tress, and I think I got this wig for about $44.95. And this is what it comes out straight out the box. Y'all see the coloring on that? It is such a good color. Motown Tress and their colors are fantastic. You see the card? Fantastic. So I'm just taking it out the box to show it to you. I'm not going to wear it, like I said, because I'm not going anyplace special. I'm going to save this for a special occasion. I don't know. When is that? When is the next special occasion? I don't know when that is, but I want to save it for that moment because it's just such a good wig. Here we go. Again, synthetic hair. You're not going to get quality human hair for that price. And can y'all see the hairline on that? And look at the lace. Isn't the lace good? Ooh, that lace is nice. And here's the cap. Nice. What is this, like 13 by 6? How do they describe it? Oh, there it is. Oh, 13 by 7 lace wig. So, of course, if you needed combs, you got plenty. There's one on each ear tab and then one in the back. I usually cut these away myself. So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the tag. There's so much that goes into wig wearing, which is honestly why I haven't started selling wigs on my own. I don't feel like I could confidently sell people a wig unless I disclose everything about that wig. And I know that's not good business practice because you don't make money that way. You don't make money telling people, look, this wig is beautiful, but it's only gonna last you 2 days. No one's gonna want to buy it. But I'm gonna show you this wig anyway because you might look at it and be like, damn, I still want to buy it. The trick is to be careful about your dreams and your goals, because what I find I do when I see something I really, really like, regardless of what I know about it, I often think, I can make it last longer. She may not have been able to get more than 2 days out of it, but I can. Well, that's not usually the case. So just be careful about that before you make these purchases, okay? If somebody says it's not going to last very long, trust them on that. I'm cutting away the lace. I'm going to use my knee as my anchor or as my mannequin. And this paper I'm putting here just so I could see the demarcation line better because my pants are dark. So you see that? Now I'm able to see everything clearly. Can y'all see what I'm doing? And I apologize if I keep sniffling. It is that time of year. And I'm pretty much going to be sniffling like that until, I don't know, the springtime is over or whatever. I went to a store once to buy a wig, like a beauty supply store. And I looked on the wall and there was a sign, and the sign said, $10 cut lace. I'm like, somebody's charging $10 to cut lace at a wig store? Oh my, these people know how to make money. I can't even sell a wig because I'm too busy being honest about it. But $10 to cut the lace? Yeah, you just saw me cut the lace. You can do it yourself, I promise. You're not going to mess up as long as you have some dexterity in your hands and you're wearing your glasses if you need them. You're not going to mess up. Just trust yourself. Believe in yourself, friends. All right. This is it. Y'all, fresh out the bag. This wig is special. This wig is special. So the biggest con about this wig, if you ask me, is that it sheds a ton. It sheds a ton. But look how it looks, y'all. So when I say that it lasts 2 days, what I really mean is after 2 days of wearing this wig, you're probably going to have to trim it because the ends start to fray really, really, really fast. By fray, I'm describing matting. No, it's not quite matting. Just becoming very, very bushy. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's a thing that happens. Really good density. I'm able to bring hair forward, leave some behind, and it's still very full. So yeah, after about 2 days, I end up trimming it to about here. And then I trim it here. And I keep trimming it until I get to about here. And then by that time, I'm sick of it and then I throw it away. So do you call that perfect? It might be. It depends on what you consider perfect. For me, a perfect wig will just freaking last a whole month without needing to be replaced. Um, the Zara wig kind of fits in that description. It's quite perfect in that it lasts a full month. To be honest, I would say at about day 25, I'm ready to get rid of it. I try to squeeze the full month out of it just to get the cost per wear because I'm not rich, so money matters, and count I don't count my wigs. I count them based on daily wear because wigs are to the point where they don't last. They last a couple of days sometimes. Sometimes they last a really long time. But especially when you're getting into budget friendly wigs like this one, it's days. It's like 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, right? So when I tell you that I keep trimming the wig over and over until I get sick of it, this is the process that goes on for about 10 days. That's it. So in 10 days, you'll see me with hair like this, hair like this, hair like this, and like seriously, it's like just keep getting shorter, shorter in the span of 10 days. And then 10 days later, I'm wearing it out. So yeah, it can get very, very pricey. My budget for wigs is $240 per month right now, which increased last year after President Donald Trump increased tariffs from China, which made all the wigs more expensive. Fortunately, didn't make it things too much more expensive. I think I'm probably spending now only about $10 or $15 more than I was spending in the past. I think human hair may be more expensive though. But like I said, I haven't really bought a human hair wig in some time now. So let me show you another Zara wig. I'm gonna take this off now because every second counts, right? And I really want to wear this when I go out because I just think it's so pretty. You guys let me know in the comments what you think about this wig. Put it back. And then I'm going to show you what I did with my last Zara wig, which had started to get old. And by getting old, the Zara wig ages much better than typical synthetic hair budget friendly brands because that's a high end wig. But it does lose hair over time. And because it loses hair, it starts to look limp. You know what I mean? So what I did was I added in some human hair wefts to the wig. You can see here I did it. This is just clip-in hair, y'all. What I typically do is I sew it in, but I purchased some clip-in hair extensions because I heard about this brand that does really good human blonde hair. So I really wanted to try it. I bought it. I don't think I'll buy this brand again, only because for my purposes, that's too hot. This might be too hot. Okay. So like you guys know, I'm working with synthetic hair, right? But I'm going to take out. Let me show you. I'm running out of space, y'all. Running out of space. Okay, so this is what I bought. Typically, I work with weaving hair. Like I'll just buy bundles. But like I said, these brands don't do blonde hair very well. So I went after this particular brand. What's it called again? What's the name of the brand? I want to tell you guys the name. I'm gonna try to stick it in the. Oh, it's called Bellamy. It's written on the clips. Bellamy hair. But this is what it looks like. So the difference between clip-in hair and weave hair, which is what I typically buy, is it's much thicker. And I wasn't prepared for it to be this thick. I actually didn't expect it to be this thick, and because it's so thick, it doesn't blend as easily. I did get it to blend, but it I had to be real strategic about it, put it like that. So I think if I buy it again, if I buy Bellamy here again, and I will, because I do like the quality of it, I'm gonna get the wefts instead of the clip-ins. But just the same, I need to go over this with a flat iron because it needs straightening. So this is synthetic hair, this is human hair. I would never use this hot iron on the synthetic hair because the Zara wig is non-heat safe. And you gotta be real careful about the way you use heat on it. I do use heat on it, but not in the same way I do with human hair. This part is human hair. I'm gonna put this on and then I'm gonna go to the butcher shop because my husband asked for a special meal and I'm gonna cook it for him, but it requires a trip to the butcher shop. And of course I need to look cute to go to the butcher shop. I don't know why, but I do. Yeah, I've gotten to that point as well. Like I don't put on anything that doesn't make me feel great. If I notice that a wig just makes me feel crappy, I'll just go and open a new box of hair before I wear it. Because why am I adding something to my spirit that makes me feel less than? I just lost my comb, y'all. Fudge. All right. Damn it. Probably have another comb in my purse. All right, I have this. All right, I'm gonna put this on, and then I'm gonna head out, but I'll let you guys see what it looks like once it's on. This again is the Zara wig, and I added some clip-in human hair to it for fullness, for volume, and for movement. What y'all think about that? So this is the same wig that we just steamed out, but like I said, I added some hair to it. So this is how I'm going to enter into the butcher shop. I'm going to sashay into the butcher shop. Excuse me, butcher. Can I please have a side of beef? Who needs that? Who needs to be this way? Only your big bald-headed sister needs to be this extra all the time. All the time. All right, so I just turned off the curling iron. I just wanted to cool down nice enough so that I could pass my hand over it comfortably without it burning me. Right now it's a little bit too hot. Once it's at the temperature where I can do this comfortably, then I'll be able to pass it over my synthetic hair just to straighten it out just a little bit. And in fact, this one piece, like I said, guys, remember, it's off. It's off right now. It was on, and now I turned it off. It was on it to its lowest setting. I should also be clear about that. But I think I want to make this turn a different way. Yeah, that worked. Okay. So that's how you curl synthetic hair that is not heat safe. Just want to get that front a little bit more. And then we get out of here. So I can go in the kitchen and cook with fancy hair. The side of beef. Oh, what a life. Okay, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you've subscribed. I hope that you liked the live. I hope that you shared the live. And I hope to see you again. And guys in the chats, Delia, Shankar, Abhinav, Kirasan. Thank you guys so much. Special shout out to Kirasan because you hung out and you communicated with me the most. I really do appreciate the communication because it makes these lives that much more interesting. Another thing I have to do before I go, and I never leave the house without doing this, is glue this baby down. I'm going to glue it with Got to Be Glue. I never go out without gluing on my wig. I figured that out the hard way. That's a story time for another day. But yeah, this is it. This stuff works really, really well, but it's not it is water soluble. So if you get it wet, the wig will come off. If you start to sweat, the wig will come off. So if you're going to be swimming, exercising, sweating, extreme sports type of thing, always make sure to use a glue that is not water soluble. All right, y'all. I had a good time. Thank you for hanging out with me while I got dressed. I love you very much and stay beautiful. Peace.